Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Teri Hunter. I'm an intuitive astrologer, and I'm here today to talk about the Mercury retrograde starting December 13th, 2023, and taking us all the way till January 1st, 2024. This video is based on whole sign Western astrology. When I talk about the times, I'm talking about the Pacific time zone. If you're not in that time zone, please adjust for your location. This video for me is important because this particular retrograde of Mercury is something we don't experience often because Mercury will be traversing over the galactic center 3 times at the end of 2023. As Mercury was moving through Sagittarius, it met the galactic center, and as it retrogrades, it will retrograde all the way back to 22 degrees of Sagittarius, and then it will move forward again. The galactic center is at 27 degrees, 16 minutes of Sagittarius. And this is where we are able to access the quantum fields, the magnetic fields, the energetic fields, where we can, through our meditations and through our intentional connection to the divine universal laws that run our solar system and literally our physical experience, we can set intentions and get inspired solutions and information and downloads that will really help support moving forward in 2024 in a much more clear way. I want to say that this last year of 2023 was a lot about revisiting things and looking at them from a more intellectual place and implementing more Libran type energy of balance, checks and balances, and understanding that, the dark serves the light and the light serves the dark. Too much, extremes do not serve. We're looking for balance. So in my looking through the month, I was really captivated by this dynamic, meaning going over this galactic center. And I thought to myself, when did this happen the last time? When was Mercury actually at this point? And it was in December of 2016, where Mercury went retrograde at 15 degrees of Capricorn. It was conjunct Pluto at 16 degrees of Capricorn, and it went all the way back to 28 degrees of Sagittarius, which is just a degree, literally minutes away from the galactic center. So you might, if you remember what was going on for you in 2016 and 2017, it could be very powerful for you. As an individual, that was the last Christmas I spent with my sister before the truth of our relationship revealed itself, and we haven't seen each other since. Mercury rules siblings, and this Mercury retrograde is starting at 8 degrees of Capricorn. This is the Plutonian Scorpion degree, and here we see Mercury starting to review the structure of the things that it has experienced. And this particular chart is in Placidus. I did refer earlier that I was talking about whole sign here, but I look at the chart more easily in Placidus, and I don't want to confuse you. So let's talk about when the retrograde starts, because here we're going to click on it. We see that Venus is making a sextile to Mercury. Venus is at the Capricorn degree. Mercury is in Capricorn. Mercury is at the Scorpion degree, and Venus is in Scorpio. This is a very favorable aspect for connecting with your team of heavenly angels, hosts, God, source energy, whatever you like to call it, for information on how to integrate and to work with whatever your psychological imprint is. The Scorpio energy can be very traumatic and leave emotional scars. And while I don't personally believe that humans can really forget the experiences they've had, they can rather than trying to release them and pretend they didn't exist, you can extract wisdom from them, tools. You can start to trust your intuitive body when you meet some or experience a familiar energy, and you're saying to yourself, oh, but this isn't the same person. You can start to connect the dots between, oh, the laws of attraction could potentially be bringing similar energies in so that I get an opportunity to stand in my self-worth. We also see Venus representing money. And there could be, because Venus in Scorpio, Venus rules money in Taurus, and Scorpio rules money, other people's money. So this is a powerful financial dynamic. And our financial wealth or lack thereof is in many ways based on our sense of self-worth, our confidence moving into a situation, and our ability to create abundance and wealth. And we see Mercury making a nice trine here to Jupiter, which is just ending its retrograde. It's going to retrograde it to 5 degrees before it moves forward at the end of the year in Taurus. So this is a favorable aspect for rewriting my beliefs. Jupiter also represents marketing, branding, publishing, business, commerce, as well as foreign travel, foreign people, higher education, and the connection to the angelic realm. So we start this retrograde in a favorable way to examine my belief system. Am I allowing for my own expansion? Am I using my skills? And not judging myself or trying to have, play catch up in some way, but rather look at this as a starting platform, a starting gate to really be more aware of how your mental process, what you speak every day, what you consume in the way of the media, and how that supports or detracts from that which you want to experience in your everyday activities. We also see this retrograde the day before we had a new moon at 20 degrees of Sagittarius. We've seen a couple of moons, both full and new, at 20 degrees, which is a scorpionic degree. So we're seeing opportunities through illuminations to plant the seeds for new experiences, but not from a place of what my eyes, my ears, my nose can smell, my fingers can touch, but from a place that speaks closer and more succinctly to my inner being. Let's move to the 17th, where Mercury will be making a sextile to Saturn. I think right now this is a favorable aspect for rooting in my spiritual beliefs, my connection to the angelic realm, for spending time thinking of my spiritual practices as real as I would getting in my car and driving to the market. While we're talking about things you can't see, you can't touch, you can't smell, when you're creating a connection with the divine, there is a wonderful opportunity. Again, we're seeing a much tighter trine now, where Mercury's moved to 6 degrees. Jupiter's in its final moments of its stationing, basically, to move direct. So we can really anchor this in. And while we think of Jupiter and Mercury as opposites, every point on the wheel that is an opposite, there is an opportunity for two perspectives to come together to create a whole. So where Jupiter can be so expansive it misses the details, and Mercury can be so short bits of information it misses the big picture, here they can work in sync together. And Saturn is supporting that here with bringing structure to that which you cannot see. Okay, and this influence will go on from today, the December 17th, through about the 22nd of December. Now let's go to the 20th of December. Here we see Mercury is in almost an exact sextile to Saturn. So we've had this continued conversation. We see the sun at 1 degree off of the galactic center. So here, and we have Mercury coming back into orb to the galactic center. And let me mention real quickly that if you have any points in your natal chart that are from 20 degrees I'm sorry, 24 degrees of Sagittarius to 2 degrees of Capricorn, you are within the 3 to 5 degree orb of the galactic center. And this indicates a very strong point in your natal chart. And depending upon what that planet is, that will indicate the focus. So I just want to bring that up if you want to check out that on your charts. So as Mercury becomes more, it goes into orb to the galactic center, we have almost a whole week to really spend time focusing in on that expansion, Sagittarius, that willingness to take information and to let it sink in and then discern the pieces of the information that resonate and then leave the pieces of the information that don't resonate where they are. I think this is really important because as the sun becomes conjunct the galactic center, it's really offering us information and evolution regarding the way that we are perceived by other people and how we assert ourselves out in the world. I think this is really important. I know I'm sounding a little repetitive, but we get caught up in the monkey mind, and Mercury can in some ways represent the monkey mind because it's so busy gathering and dispensing information that the assessment process sometimes gets lost. And I know that we talk about process when Mercury is ruling the Virgo energy, but this is personal process, personal perception, meaning how you are relating to yourself and others in your world. Mercury rules the third house, which rules our neighborhoods, our communities, and how we're seen by the people that we interact with in our everyday lives. So now let's go to Christmas Eve here in the United States. And we see Mercury is exact conjunct the galactic center. Mars has started to join the party here. Mars is not quite in orb yet, but it will be in no short time. And as Mercury is continuing to move backwards, because Mercury is going to go to 22 degrees before it moves forward, and Mars is moving towards Mercury. So this is brave thought. This is assertion to a deeper level of how you want to experience your everyday life. And this, to me, is very much supported by the trine that we see to the North Node in Aries, which is about exploring the self, pioneering the self, and conjunct Eris. Eris is the little sister of Mars. She stands up for the underdog. She stands up for what she believes in, and she won't back down. So here there's a really strong, lovely energy to capitalize on these epiphanies, these revelations, these inspired thoughts. I would absolutely take a notebook or jot some of these ideas down because you may find a pattern coming up that starts to support these inspired ideas. Now, we do see a square to Neptune here in Pisces, and this could be because Pisces is very dreamy, it's very compassionate, it's very empathetic. And in this moment, you may be required to lack empathy for others and put that empathy on yourself to individualize in order to actually serve a bigger picture of things. And then we have, let's go to the 27th of the month. Now we see Mars and Mercury conjunct, and they are within orb to the galactic center. Again, this is a strong period of time. This influence will continue on until the 5th of January, 2024. So I think this is an important time to take advantage of that. We see this making Mercury and Mars making a favorable aspect to the South Node in Libra. And this is a point where I believe I am being egoless to other people's opinions of me, and I'm letting my heart lead the way. Here we have the power of fortune. So this could also create an opportunity for more wealth, more expansion in business. Again, Sagittarius rules business commerce. It rules marketing and publishing and many things. The Supreme Court, again, foreign travel, foreign people, foreign places, higher education. So we're seeing this aspect continuing on, and we see the continued square to Neptune, because there's a constant question. Are you going to live your life for you, or are you going to live it for your daily, or is your life going to run you? I guess that's kind of the way I want to put it. Sometimes when I work with Mercury's energy, I hear that song, Everybody's Working for the Weekend. And it's almost as if they're on a hamster wheel, just trying to eke out the smallest bits of happiness and enjoyment. And here, I think this Mercury retrograde is offering an expanded version of your happiness, a bigger version of what you can create, and thereby representing for all the people who are living without awareness that they have power over their lives. You can represent what happens when you focus in. I am quickly going to take us to January 7th, 2024. I made a note of that because Mercury is now within orb direct of the galactic center. So while this video is focusing mostly on the retrograde, everything that you experience through your meditations, through your mindful walks, through your literally like taking a moment to just like look and be present and see the color of the tree or the color of the car next to you, or just that moment of recognition, we're starting to build on something. Because now we're starting to see this, we've got an exact trine here to Eris. You know, we have, again, the sextile to the south node and the trine to the north node. So this is very favorable, and this will continue on until approximately it'll be exact the galactic center on approximately January 10th, January 11th. And then when when Mercury re-enters Capricorn on January 13th, we can start implementing the structure, to start to put the pieces together to build the new mental house that we live in. So I think this is super powerful. Now, I'm not necessarily doing readings, but I'm going to give you the house structure. So I'm talking about Aries rising, or if I'm talking about Taurus, I'm talking about Taurus rising. If your moon or your sun is in any of these signs, of course, check that as well. And if you have a stellium of 3 or more personal planets, that would be like Venus, Mars, and Mercury, the sun, the moon, these more quickly moving planets, this would be an important environment for you to check out as well. Where the Sagittarius Capricorn energy is in your natal chart. For Aries rising, it's going to be in your 9th and 10th house. For Taurus, it's going to be in your 8th and 9th house. Sagittarius is the 8th house. Capricorn is the 9th house. Gemini, it's in your 7th house is Sagittarius. Your 8th house is Capricorn. Cancer, your 6th house is Sagittarius. Your 7th house is Capricorn. Leo, your 5th house is Sagittarius. Your 6th house is Capricorn. Virgo, 4th house is Sagittarius, 5th house is Capricorn. Libra, 3rd house, Sagittarius, 4th house is Capricorn. Scorpio, 2nd house is Sagittarius, 3rd house is Capricorn. Sagittarius, 1st house is you, 2nd house is Capricorn. Capricorn, Sagittarius is your 12th house. Obviously, Capricorn is your 1st house. Aquarius, Capricorn is your 12th house. Sagittarius is your 11th house. And Pisces, Sagittarius is your 11th house, and Pisces is your 10th house. Real quickly, Aquarius, Capricorn is your 12th house, Sagittarius your 11th house. Just letting you know the structure there, but more importantly, meaning the environment there, more importantly, what I want to stress in this particular video is actually being present and aware during this retrograde, not to feel like things and communications are trying to confuse you or disrupt you. But I think this is a clarifying point of a soul's calling, your soul calling to be able to live more fully within this earthly experience, more connected to the truth of what you want to experience versus what you have been trained to believe you can experience. Because the human apparatus, known as our physical bodies and our minds, is literally molded before we even pop out of the womb. So I think that's important. And I think there's a real opportunity to set intentions, to start spiritual practices that feel joyous, and also to use writing, use your speech, use your thinking process, and being aware of those is just, it's not to villainize a negative thought, but rather to just have a moment of awareness and then recalibrate. That's all. All right, that's it for me, Teri Hunter. If you'd like to book an astrology reading with me or an angel reading, I am available. You just get to reach out to me via my email, and I'll give you all the information and pricing. And please join me Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Pacific time. That's where we spend some time getting readings. I do readings and get the angels' advice for traversing the transits ahead. So thank you so much, everybody. I hope you all have a wonderful December of 2023 as we break ground for a whole new world in 2024. Thanks to Pluto. All right, everybody, take care. See you soon.